people, welcome to another edition of ITellYah's 3-minute rant. I just want to chime in on this racism, Sky Sports, David Jones kind of thing. Let me just start by saying, when I was younger growing up, Millwall was always at the racism club. It was always out on Millwall racism, blah, blah, blah. Then getting into football more, you had pockets of clubs here, you would hear about other clubs here. Then you had the Liverpool fans throwing banana at John Barnes. And more recently, you had the Chelsea head in everywhere, racism head in everywhere, the Paris incident when they kicked a black guy off the train. You had, I remember last season or maybe the season before, you had a racism table of most racism incidents reported at ground, and Man United was top of that. You know, all through these situations, you got people saying Millwall's racist club, Chelsea's racist club, Liverpool racist club, Man United racist club. I know when I was younger, when I played football, I travelled around the country quite a bit, and I went to a lot of clubs here and there, and I experienced a lot of racism, and there's clubs here and there you can say racism, but what people don't seem to understand is they're trying to pick pockets, club here, club there. That's not the issue. The whole country is racist. The whole country is inherently racist. And I'm going to say the whole country is inherently racist. Now, I'm not saying everybody. It's impossible to be everybody. I've met a lot of people that's not racist, who I believe is not racist, you know. It's not everybody. Britain's got 50, 60 million people. Obviously, it's not everybody. But institutionally, it is racist. It is racist. And there's many, many, many racist people within this country. And And then what makes me also say is because even, fair enough, I do admit he's getting better. He's getting better. But just because he's getting better, it doesn't mean it's good. You know, that's like saying 250 people got killed 2 years ago, and this year 100 people got killed. It got better. Just because it got better, still 100 people still got killed. You know, 100 people still got killed. And again, what makes me feel like it's an issue is because Gary Neville, I've never been Gary Neville's biggest fan, but he's one of the few non-minority people who speak out racism. It sounds really believable. You know, he even said himself he didn't take it seriously before, and then since then he noticed certain things, took it seriously, and then I thought he spoke really profoundly on the game when talking about the Rudiger situation against Spurs. And then for Dave Jones, fair enough, he might have got someone in his ear, but for Dave Jones to come out and say, "Oh, the views are not covered by Sky, or Sky doesn't follow the views." What you're trying to say is you don't agree, even though he said the two political parties, the leaders of political parties have got racism tendencies or issues with racism. It's not his views; it's cold hard facts. For Sky to come out and say, or Dave Jones, but obviously he got told by Sky Sports to say it. What are you saying? You don't agree with him? So this is what I'm trying to say. The way they come out and try and side away. The problem is with racism, the sooner people come to terms with this country being racist, the better we can tackle it. Better we get, and people like Sky Sports trying to side themselves away from Gary Neville's comments is not helping the situation. Absolutely not helping the situation. I said the sooner we come to terms with it, the better we can tackle it. As I said, it's not everybody, but it's a vast majority. It's not a football issue. It's a society issue where people come into football and try and use it. You know, the reason why it's getting better is because there's more black people in football as it was years ago. Way more black people years ago. And again, there's more black people in authority. There's more black people in positions of power. So obviously people have cuter. They've got to be a bit smarter. And that is why social media is rife with racism. Rife. Because they got the cover of social media. But and let me just say, I don't agree with when people say footballers should walk off the pitch. I personally don't really agree with that. Because I think if that starts to happen, racists who don't really give a damn about anything, they're not really there for football, they're there for chaos and you know, causing issues. If people do start walking off the pitch, racists was seen that as a badge of honour. They'll go, even if their team's losing, they'll try and get people to walk off the pitch. You know, they'll try and get, that's the badge of honour for them. So that's why I don't agree. I just think this country needs to come to terms with that is this racist. It's not. It's good and well you pointing a finger at Bulgaria, pointing a finger at Spain, pointing a finger at Italy, and saying you've got to do this. You've got to look at you. Sort out your shit at home. Sort out your shit at home, because at the end of the day, it's a typically English thing to say, to sound like it means a lot. To sound like it's bad, to make it sound like I'm doing everything. But in actuality, what the fuck are you really doing when it comes to racism? What the fuck are you doing? All you're doing is talking a good game in FA, in English football. All you're doing is talking a good game. What are you actually doing? What sanctions have you put down? You know, what punishment have you put down? There's been multiple incidents in England. What sanctions or punishments have you put down? So it's a typically English thing to talk a good game. Say it's bad. Say we won't have this. Say you're Bulgaria are bad and Italy are bad. But what the fuck are you doing? And that is my point. The talking is over. We've had enough of the talking. We know that kick it out, the racism and blah, blah, blah. Let's start putting things down. Let's start putting your money where your mouth is. Let's start making actions. Start making people feel it. You know, making the clubs and the individuals feel it. And then we might, because I think we'll never stop racism. The point is, it's not about stopping it. It's about putting punishments for people who are doing it. And that's what we should start doing. Anyway, my time.